Alright guys, I got the other two tires mounted and balanced. One of them took 0 weight and the other one took like 1.5 ounces. So they all turned out great. The wheels don't look bent. 1.5 ounces was the most I had to put on any one wheel. I think both back wheels have either 1.25 ounces or 1.5 ounces on each one of them. Well, the front ones, one of them has like 3/4 of an ounce, one of them has 0. So yeah, the wheels are okay on this thing. I'm good with that. But before we put the wheels on, let's take a look at this thing and take a look at the suspension, brakes, and all that, and see what everything looks like. And then we'll take a look underneath of it too, because this is a convertible, so it's got a little bit different design underneath than what you're probably used to seeing on a car. All right, that paint job, I tell you what, after washing it, it's got some shine to it. I mean, it's got some scuffs and scratches on it. I need to work on that, but it's not a bad color or bad paint job on it, really. Not bad at all. So here's the rear suspension. It looks okay. It does have lubrication points here, and I don't think it's got anything on the inside. I'll have to look and see, but I want to make sure I lubricate that. The rear brake pads, I'm not sure how well you can see this. Can't see it at all, actually. Closer. I need a light to shine on there. Hold on a second. I know what I can do. Hold on. Hold on. I'll get my other phone. And we'll use the flashlight on it. There we go. Now you can see the brake pads on the rear. Come on. I get the light to shine. Just damn it. There we go. You can see the brake pads on the rear are pretty thin. So we're definitely going to have to replace those, but when I took the tires off the other day on this side, I saw that. And I went ahead and ordered those. So we got those coming. And like I said before, when I was washing this thing, the front suspension is just wide out in the open because the top of the fender opens up with the hood right there. So now you got everything right in here you can get to. Oh, and one other thing I noticed back here, I forgot to tell you guys in the back. Got a shock right there. The rear shock is leaking. So I need to put a new set of shocks on it, which I'll do not right away, but I'll do it probably pretty quickly. I got to see what those cost. But anyhow, the front suspension here, the front brakes, you can see, no, can't see those either, dang it. Don't have very good light in here. Oh, wait a minute, I don't know what I'm thinking. I got a light right here in front of my face. There we go. Yeah. So you can see the front brake pads are pretty decent. But I went ahead and ordered new ones just so I could put them on there. The brakes on this thing, they're not great because it's been sitting so long. So what I want to do, I want to take the calipers and squeeze the pistons all the way in and try to get them loosened up to where they move back and forth a lot easier. And since I'm going to squeeze them in, I'll probably just throw a new set of pads on the front too to be done with that. And then I got to lubricate everything there. I don't know what all's got to be lubricated, but I mean, like I said, it's really easy to get to, no problem at all. And this side here is the same way. Brake pad on it's not bad. So front shocks are not leaking, so they're okay for now, but I don't know if I can get a full set of 4 or not. I'll have to see what's available. I don't know. But anyhow, let's go underneath this thing and look at it. I pulled the spare tire off trying to find the locking lug socket, because it should be in that bag with the jack, and it wasn't. And that thing was just caked with dirt. And there's the spare tire holder. It's got dirt in it. It was mud the other day. Now it's dried out, so I'll get a brush and clean all that out of there. Sweep it up. But I want to show you guys underneath this thing. Well, we got it up in the air. I wish I had more time, because I got it jacked with these 6-ton jacks from Harbor Freight. I got it way, I mean, it's like 2.5 feet off the ground. I could put the headers on it and all that stuff right now if I had the time, but I don't. So they probably won't get put on there right now, but Hopefully pretty soon they will. But if you look underneath this thing, because it's convertible, it has this X brace that goes across there. So it bolts to the rear of the suspension, or the rear of the frame right here, the body, and then it bolts to the front up there by the front fender, and it bolts in the center, and then it bolts right in here through the floor. But this X brace is only on convertibles, and I think a lot of people want to buy these even if you have a hardtop, because they're very popular to be able to buy and use to strengthen, give your car more rigidity. So if you want to race it, it doesn't, the body doesn't flex near as much. But it looks like we've got, I don't know what this is. What is that? Oh my God. Ew. Oh my God, look at that. What the heck? Somehow this bone got set up there in the, I'm surprised I didn't smell that burning when I had this thing running. That's disgusting, man. Look at that. I didn't even see that till just now. I thought it was a mouse. Oh my God, that smells horrible. I thought it was a mouse nest, but it's actually some rotten piece of meat or something that, oh my God, that is, oh, wow. Oh, that stinks. Woo! That's gross. Okay. And this pan, I don't know for sure, you guys can tell me, but that pan has got a pretty big sump on it. I think this is probably a 7-quart pan, not a 5-quart, it looks like to me. And the exhaust system, it tucks way up in here and goes up. Let me see if I can grab that. Oh my God, that thing smells horrible. Good grief. Wow, I gotta get that out of my shop. That smells bad. Let me get up here and get this light so we can see better under here. Oh, hold on, hold on. Okay, all right. Okay, so on the driver's side here, we got the exhaust manifold right there, and this manifold here, the header on this side should be really easy to get off and on. Shouldn't be bad at all. That should be pretty simple. So I should be able to do that fairly easily. We've got a catalytic converter there, then we got that looks like about a 2.5-inch pipe, I'm guessing. And then the passenger side's a little tighter because you got the starter, of course, and all that, so it's a little tighter. But again, you got a catalytic converter, but I mean, the pipe's right there. You can take it loose pretty easily. So I think if I cut this exhaust right behind the converter there on both sides, I can just connect to these pipes that are the factory pipes that are aluminized. Those will last a long time. And then back here, we got a single exhaust back to this cat back system from Flowmaster. But this pipe here is huge. I mean, it's like a 3-inch pipe. And then we got another converter here that's got the air pump going into it. And we'll have to do something with that. I'm not sure what. But we can also connect a pipe from here to there and maybe just leave this and just have a single pipe coming back and then going back into duals. This pipe is pretty good size. If we had 2.5s up here and this was a 3, I mean, this car, it's not a race car, it never will be. It's going to be basically a stock engine. So I think that's probably going to open it up and give it way more flow than what it had. And these pipes here, these Flowmaster pipes, they're really big. They're probably, I don't know if they're a 3-inch or not. Man, this thing might be bigger than that because these look like a 3-inch to me. And that might be bigger than that. I need to measure that and see what it is. That might be 3.5. That thing's pretty big. You know, it's a Corvette, so they're going to put the bigger exhaust on it because they wanted to get as much power as they can. Of course, the factory mufflers were very restrictive, but it's got Flowmasters on it now, which some people like, some people don't. I'm fine with them. But anyhow, that's what it looks like underneath, and you can see this X brace a lot better now. Going from corner to corner, and it's, you know, bolted together in the middle, and then back here it's bolted through the floor. And I was told all you gotta do is take these nuts off and the bolts on the end, and the whole thing drops down. You don't have to get up inside the car, which is good because The problem here is I also want to service the transmission on this thing, and as you can see, that ain't going to happen with the X brace in place. And I need to work on the exhaust, so I eventually I'm going to take this X brace off and service the transmission and modify the exhaust, install the headers and all that while I'm at it. But that's not going to happen today, or anytime in the next few days, but it'll happen eventually. But one thing I do want to do while I'm under here, since I got this thing up in the air, I want to go ahead and change the oil on it. Looks like it's got a newer drain plug in it, but I don't see any major leaks. There's a little bit of transmission fluid right there, but if I service the transmission, that should take care of that. I could probably also tighten up the pan bolts, because sometimes they tend to work loose, so I could go around, and that's a 13 millimeter. I could go around and try to tighten each one of them up and see if that makes a difference. But anyhow, other than the dead, freaking rotten, I still cannot figure out what in the world, what animal would have drugged that piece of meat up into this frame like that. That's just weird. I wouldn't think a rat would do it, but I don't know. But anyhow, the other side of this car is not bad, really. It's fairly clean. Of course, it's fiberglass. You know, the whole body is fiberglass and all that. So you know, it's not bad at all. I don't know what this is. Anybody know what that is? I'm curious what that might be. Something to do with the emissions. I don't know. Just kind of wondering what that thing is. It's on the driver's side. It's got 3 bolts holding something on the inside of it. But I have no idea what it is. But, oh, you know what? It's got brake lines going in it. That must be the ABS system. That's probably what that is. It's an ABS unit, I'm guessing. I don't know. If you guys know, tell me, because I don't know. This is the first Corvette I've ever owned in my life. And it's funny, my brother and I made a bet when we were like teenagers. We bet each other $100 who'd be the first one to own a Vette. And of course, he's owned like a half a dozen of them. And he tells me all the time, "You never paid me my $100. When. And but anyhow, the A-arms on this thing are aluminum. And if you look at everything, I mean, even the bushings right there, they don't look bad at all. I mean, even though the car's 39 years old, I think this car's probably spent the majority of its life inside, because it's really very clean, very nice looking underneath. I don't see, you know, there's not even any rust. I mean, there's grease, you know, a little bit of oil and stuff, but I mean, even the engine block, look at that. You know, you can see how clean that is. Even there's no like a ton of oil or stuff running down the engine block. It's not caked on there, which obviously is good. It leads me to believe that this thing is truly a 60,000 mile car, which of course it's got a 6-digit odometer, so there's no reason to doubt that. Oh look, there's some rust right there. Well, I guess we do have rust. Wow, tiny bit. Maybe I should treat that. Oh look, there's a bolt. There's a bolt sitting there. I'm not sure what that's for, but we should get that out of there. You never know what you'll find in these old cars like this. I can get that to come out of there with one hand. Oh, come on. Ah, there we go. There we go. I got it out. Okay. Guess I should check the other side, see if there's anything in it. Oh, it's a lot tighter. I can't see anything in there. It's got like a, yeah, it's a lot less room in that one. So I don't know. I don't see anything in there. All right, so we got our free rusty bolt. Yay. Just what I wanted, another rusty bolt. All right, guys, so I'm going to lubricate the chassis on this thing. I'm going to change the oil on it. And then I'm going to clean it up a little bit underneath here, and then I'm going to we're going to look at doing some work on the paint and maybe the interior today if we get time. All right, guys. Whoops, what happened? Oh, there we go. I'm covering up my camera. Okay, so that about covers everything I've done here today on this. Should wrap this video up. So if you guys saw anything interesting, let me know. If you like what I'm doing here, subscribe to my channel. I ask a few questions on here because, like I said, this is the first Corvette I've ever owned. And my brother hates these because they're one of the least desirable models. But hey, they're affordable too. I got this thing for less than its market value as a running driving car. Of course, it wasn't a running driving car when I bought it, but it is now. Didn't take a whole lot. And I'll do a few things to it. You know, spend a little money on it, a couple $1,000s, and I'll be okay in it. So, anyhow, I hope you guys enjoy this and like it, and appreciate you guys watching. And I'll keep making more videos about this Corvette, and talk to you guys later. All right, bye. Okay, guys, so I got the new tires on her, as you can see. I changed the oil on it, lubricated the chassis. I did some cleaning underneath. It had some oil, a little bit of oil on the oil pan and the transmission pan. It wasn't nothing bad, just a little bit. So I just kind of wiped everything down, cleaned it up with some brake clean, made it look better. At some point I do want to do a transmission service on it, but I got to pull the X frame out of that, the X member out to do that. And that's probably when I'll do the exhaust at the same time, because it's going to be killing two birds with one stone. So that's probably what I'm going to do. A couple things I want to show you. While I had it up in the air, because it was up so high, I took some polishing compound and I hit all the areas, like down here, below the fender, the rocker panels. I did all them. I mean, they don't look great, but they look a lot better than they did. And the really hard part to do is the bottom side of this front bumper. Up in there is difficult, and there's actually a piece, you probably can't see it, but it runs across there, and it's actually painted the body color, and this probably hasn't been waxed in 20 years. I waxed that, used polishing compound on it. So I did that while it was up in the air because it's easy to reach. I laid on a creeper and did it from underneath. I'm going to do the rest of the car. I'm probably going to work on it tonight, using the polishing compound. I'm trying to get some of the stuff, some of the imperfections out of it. What I'd really like to do, depending on the price, if I can afford it, I'd like to take this thing to a professional shop and have what's called paint correction done on it, where they really do a really good job of like touching up the paint, getting all the scratches out of it, and making it look a whole lot better than it does. I think it's deserving of that. I did vacuum out the interior on it. I'm gonna have to buy new weather stripping for the windows too. The window strips are cracked, but I vacuumed it out. I mean, it ain't great inside, but it needs cleaned pretty bad. But I eventually want to pull these seats out and either recover myself or have them recovered. So when I do that, I'll probably do a really deep clean of the interior on it. But it looks okay for now. Now, one thing I could tell you guys, if you're a C5 or C4 owner and you don't know this already, one kind of, I guess you call it kind of an upgrade you can do, not really an upgrade, but it is kind of, is when you change the oil on it, if you do it yourself, this is what the filter that you're supposed to put on it is, a pH 30. And I know I'm going to get crap from somebody over putting a Fram filter on there, but I've been using Fram filters for longer than a lot of you guys have been alive, and I don't have a problem with them. So it recommends, if you go to the Walmart or wherever you go to buy filters, parts store, it recommends a pH 30. But if you get the truck filter, which is a pH 5, it's about 2 inches taller, and it's going to give you about an extra half a quart of oil capacity, which is going to help keep the engine cooler and keep it alive longer. And again, I'm probably going to get grief over this, but this is the oil that I put in it. It's Walmart SuperTech 2050, and I can tell you that I don't care what oil manufacturers say to put in a motor. I don't care what year it is, what make it is, what model it is. I put 2050 in everything, and the reason I do is because the only reason they want you to put lighter oil, they recommend lighter oil in an engine, is because 2 reasons. Number one, they want the engine to fail. They know with lighter oil you don't get the protection you need, and eventually it's going to blow up and fall apart on you, and you're going to have to either have a new engine put in it or go buy a new car, and they're hoping you're going to go buy a new car. That's how they get you to buy a new car, is they have you put light oil in your car so it destroys the engine, and nobody wants to spend $5,000 or $10,000 putting an engine in a car. They just junk it and go buy a new one. That's the car manufacturer's way of forcing you to buy a new car every few years. Your motor gives out, go buy a new car. So, and the other reason they do it is because it's the only way they can meet EPA mileage standards is to run thinner oil, because thinner oil has less friction, and less friction means less fuel being used, less fuel consumption, so they use thinner oil. So those are the 2 reasons. If you want to use thinner oil, then go ahead, be my guest. I even got a 2007 Pontiac Torrent, and I just changed the oil on it, and I put 2050 in. I don't care what they say. They can do their 020 or 520, whatever that crap is. It's like water. I'm never going to put that in anything I own. It's garbage. I put 2050 in everything, and I've been using Walmart 2050 for probably 25, 30 years. I've never once had an engine fail on me from an oil-related issue with this oil. So, and you got to remember one other thing too, guys. Walmart doesn't own an oil company, okay? They're not in the oil business. They don't have oil manufacturing facilities. They buy their oil from a major oil producer like Pennzoil or Valvoline or Quaker State or Havoline or somebody. They buy oil from them. So even though it's in this bottle, it's still a name brand oil. It just doesn't have a name on it. It's kind of like generic, generic. Walmart doesn't have a generic company either. They buy name brand stuff and put a generic name on it. So that's why I use this. It's just fine. I'm going to have to put a little extra in there once I start it up because I know it's going to be a little low because I use the taller oil filter. And this is what I'm going to put in it. I've had this stuff sitting around for a little bit. I found it. I've used it before in the past. It used to be really popular. I've had a couple bottles of it for a while. It's called Hyperlube Oil Supplement. And it cleans the engine as it lubricates as well. It quiets noisy engine. With this engine is not noisy, but it's sat for so long. I don't figure this is going to hurt one bit to put this in there. I'm not going to need the entire quart. I'll probably only need half of it. But this is what I'm going to put in is this Hyperlube. And I think you can still buy this stuff. It's way cheaper than the Lucas is. And on a daily driver or a plain Jane car like this, obviously I wouldn't put this in a race car. But this motor's stock other than the catback exhaust on it. And this stuff will work just fine in it. So I gotta let it down the rest of the way and start it up. And while I got it running, I'm going to check the transmission fluid. It might be a little low. I need to change the transmission fluid, but I can't do it right now because I don't want to have to take time to pull that X-brace out. And I will add some of this to it if it needs transmission fluid, because this stuff is really good stuff and it's going to protect it while I'm driving. So I don't want it to be low on fluid, especially if I'm driving on the highway. So I will put some of that in it if it's low. I don't know if it's low or not, but we'll check it in a little while. So anyhow, guys, I just want to do... Whoops. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to do a quick video and show you where I'm at on this thing. It's getting there. It's still got a long ways to go. There's a lot of stuff broken on it. Power window switch is broken. The rear view mirrors don't work. The air conditioning doesn't work. The radio doesn't work. The cruise control doesn't work. It's just this car's been neglected, man. I mean, whoever owned it before me they didn't take care of it. They didn't maintain it the way it should have been maintained. The oil that came out of it was black as coal. I'm sure it's going to be very happy with this brand new oil in it. And that's another thing, you can argue with me all day long about oil, but would you rather have dirty oil, black dirty oil in there, or would you have brand new Walmart brand oil? So I'm sure that engine's going to be very happy with it. And I added some more fuel injector cleaner to the gas tank and put some more fresh gas in it. I want to try to drive it to town tonight. And if the weather's decent, I'll be probably waxing on it while I'm sitting there talking to my buddies. But anyhow, that's going to wrap this up for now. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm going to try to do more on this Corvette. So, if you like it, subscribe to my channel. If you got any comments, hey, comment. Tell me what you think. I don't know. Maybe I'm no expert. I have been a professional mechanic in my life more times than I can count, but doesn't mean I know everything. If you know something more than I do, especially about these C4s, if you know more than I do, or there's something that you can recommend for me to do to this thing, then feel free to comment. Let me know. I think these tires look really good. You can see the wheels, they shined up pretty nice. The tires look fine on there. They're basically the same size as what was on there before. They're just a little narrower, but put them on there, they're nice and fat. You can see how they look. They look really good. And there's the back tire. Them wheels didn't shine up great, but they sure look a heck of a lot better than they did. So I'm happy with it. It's getting there. It takes time to do this stuff. But I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you enjoy this video. Stay tuned and I'll keep doing this. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Have a good night. Bye.